Hello everybody. Here I am with my Let's Make It Monday this week. I missed last week, so everything just went so fast on Monday that I couldn't fit it in. So sorry. So I'm back today and it is Monday the 18th of May 2026, and I know it's one of the lovely people in my team's birthday today. So happy birthday, Kathy. I hope you have a fabulous day. We are going to use something old and something new today, and a technique which I have used before, so we'll just use it a little bit differently and show you a couple of things. So the card we're going to make is this one, and I'm just going to use this to give to one of my customers, monthly customers, send it out with a thank you gift. And inside we're also going to decorate the inside. So something old is all of these, as you can see on this side here, lots of little scraps of strips, something old. Use those strips up that you cut off, put them to the side. I've got some designer series paper in here. I've got some cardstock. I've got even some copper shiny cardstock. That's a tiny strip. What would you use it for? So we're going to use that today too. Something old. Something new is a stamps bundle called Scalloped Blooms, and it has all these lovely words. I'm just using thank you today, but wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness and love. Happy birthday, of course. Great font. Love this one. I'll be able to use this for lots of different cards. And the dies that go with it are called Scalloped Blooms dies. And look at that collection. Fabulous. Can't wait to use all these sizes. And then there's some other ones in there, some little borders, and not sure what we're going to do with these yet, but I'll have a play and see what they do. They've got a little hole, foldy bits over the top, so I'm not sure about that, but we'll play. But today I'm using this one here, and you can see that belongs to this one here. So I'm going to use that. The other, that's new, something new. And the other old thing also is these circles. So a few classes ago, I made, I think it was the Easter cards, and we cut out lots of circles to insert a picture. So I've got all these circles left over to use. Maybe not, that one's not so good. So I thought, nope, I'm going to use two of those today, one of which I embossed with the Lazy Daisy embossing folder. Nice big square one. Can't use it in the small mini cut and emboss, but you can use it in the big cut and emboss machine. If you haven't got one, they are a must get. So I'll use that one today for that particular circle. So we've featured a couple of the older circles and we're featuring our strips. So let's get to making one ourselves today. I'm using the same Pretty Peacock card base. Use my bone folder and make that fold and crease nice and clean. So that's the card base. And then I have Pool Party is the next layer, goes on top of there. And then white is the next layer. And the white we're going to use and make our strippy bits. So we're just going to pick up any strips. In the past, I've made one where it's covered the whole card. I'm going to use my multi-purpose glue. But today we're just going to go random, just random across the corner of the card. So I'm just going to put a tiny strip of glue in that spot, and we're going to start off with a Pretty Peacock. No rhyme or reason, we're just going to start with a Pretty Peacock, go in that corner. Then we might do a little bit of black. No, I've got this piece here, which is a two-tone piece of cardstock, crumb cake, and I have put it through another embossing folder, but exposed brick. Not sure if that's still current. And then I have used a sanding block from Bunnings and gone over the top to give it that texture look. I think I'll use that bit next. So we're just going to put another strip of glue there. Actually, probably need a bit wider because that's a wider piece of card. So I'm just going to put it down there, and what you have to do is watch that it covers the bottom of your white card. Make sure that's an even border in between. Then I'm going to go, let's do our strip of copper. So the strip of copper is going to go in the middle there, and it's only going to be a really tiny bead of glue. So I'm just guesstimating and then putting my copper down. Might need to hold that for a bit for it to take with the glue. Then I'm going to do a white piece, I think. No, I don't think I've got any designer series paper that's long enough. What's this? Maybe I do. Let's find this designer series paper. This side? Or the dots like the same as this one? What do you reckon? This side because it's going to match the pool party? Or that side? You know what? I'm going the one that matches the pool party. Did you all say that? Hope so. So we're going to go up there. And we're going to go that side. Make sure it goes off the edge of the cardstock. It's got lots of wiggle room with the multi-purpose glue, so you can do that and then place it. So really, this one went up to the just before the corner. That was coincidental, but just before the corner. This one hasn't reached the corner yet. So let's do another piece that is black. No, not black, because I'm going to use a wide black piece down here. Do you think I could go black? Yes, I'm going to go black. No, I'm going to go grey. So that's the hardest bit, is deciding what strips you're going to use. And I need one that's going to be long enough. No. So I might not be able to use grey. I haven't got a strip that's long enough. I've got a strip long enough that's this, what is it called? It's called pecan pie. So let's do a pecan pie next. So that's going to go right up to the top corner. Let's move this down. See how every time you do something like this, it's going to be different. So pecan pie, I need to cover up this end bit, so I'm going to do that next. So I don't want that corner showing white. So I want that covered with black. I'm going to put the black down there. You know what? I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the card that I've got here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. That's what we'll do. Just make sure it's all the glue has all dried. We'll pop that over there. And then we will pick our card up and we'll do some trimming. So we get our paper snips and cut off the excess. There's those bits. And we'll go this end bit here. And then up the end. Okay. So you notice that that one is not really stuck down properly. Can't always guess where the glue is going to go, so we'll just glue that one down. See, come up with a totally different look. And then we got that one. So we'll put our layers together. We've got our pool party. I'll get my double-sided tape. When I'm putting layers together on a card front, I always use my double-sided tape and not the glue, because I can, there's a rare naughty little hair that's got in there. Don't like that, doesn't matter, it's going to be behind. So we'll put our double-sided tape on all the sides, and let's do our special peeky corner way that I always do. We pick up one edge, make a tail, pick up the other edge, make a tail. I really don't like that hair that's in there. Can't get it off. Turn it over. So we're going to pop that one there. Make sure it's fairly even. Just hold down where the tape is taking here and there and peel off our tails. Turn it over. Find the tails underneath here. Find the tape. Make a tail. Make a tail. Push that down. And it's not going to go anywhere, you're just going to move the tape. That's that layer. Now we're going to do this layer because we're not putting any ribbon or anything, so it can go straight down. One piece of tape, two pieces of tape. Oop, that might go off the edge a bit, we'll fix that later. So I just guesstimate. Look, it doesn't even have to be straight, doesn't matter, it's going to keep it on the card front quite well. So we'll just make, yeah, that's not going to poke over. I want it to go that way. So we've got make a tail, pop it on our card with a tiny, tiny, tiny border. Be good. Push it down. See, trying to do that with liquid glue, you're more prone to have it stick down before you've got it in the exact spot, seeing that there's such a tiny, tiny border. So that's why I think the double-sided tape is better. Now we're going to put our layers on of our circles. So there's our card. Our original card. We're going to have the there's the one that's got the, you can choose the embossed side or the debossed side, whatever takes your fancy. I did the embossed side on this one, so let's go debossed on this one. See, once you've put it through the embossing machine, it sort of squishes out the dots that go around the circle. There's the other one. See, these are called the stitch shapes, and you can see stitches. Can't really see it. You can just see it on that, and you can't obviously see it on that side, but that doesn't matter. I'm not going to use it on that side. So we've got our plain one, we've got our embossed, debossed. This time I'm going to use a piece of the new Shimmery Vellum. It's a different sort of blue, but it sort of goes with this designer series paper. And on it, we're going to use the thank you from that set. And we're going to use the new ink pad that's it's a hybrid ink pad, so you use it for colouring, you use it for whatever, but it's really stainable. It's really strong. So it's a different ink pad way it's done. So you just pull it at the side, and it comes off. And it's also a felt, but it's quite a strong smelling. So, and as you can see, I've used it before, and it does stain your stamps a slight little bit, but doesn't affect any stamping in the future. But we'll show how to clean it. So we've got thank you. Just press onto the ink pad, and then we're just going to press it down here onto the, without too much movement. Pick it up, take it off. So as you can see, it's a bit wet still. Now this you need to let dry before you touch it, otherwise it will smudge. Put our lid back on, click. To clean this, they recommend the Stampin' Mist. Rather than using the chamois, which is just water, the Stampin' Mist has it's a cleaner, so it has a cleaning agent in it. And we're just going to stamp it on, we're going to spray it on here. And then we're going to, well, we can wipe it with the chamois as well. So I'm going to take my little chamois out of its case, and I'm going to wipe it over the top. So see how it goes a bit foamy? It's sort of, and just wipe it a bit like that. It's still not going to come totally clean. I'm going to use a little washer that I keep handy beside me also to wipe it off, but that's got most of it off. But that's okay. It doesn't matter if it's still a little bit stained, but that Stampin' Mist works a treat. And if you have in your stash the old, what we call StazOn cleaner, this is so old, I've had this for years, but it works even better. You can pick it up lots of different places still maybe, but if you see that works well too, but this one works better than water. So keep that in mind. And this is, I think it's still a little bit wet because it's still a little bit shiny on the K. We'll just leave that there for the moment. I might have to put the heat gun on it in a second. So we're just going to put these down. This one's going to be with a little bit of glue. This is, I'm thinking peach pie. I think so. Or this could be the new crisp cantaloupe. No, it has to be the peach pie. I'm going to pop that just in the middle there. Then we're going to use the emboss bit once again with the glue. We want it to go down right on top there. Then we're going to use, I think I might have to just use the heat gun. Just talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I quickly use the heat gun on this. It might be a bit noisy. Let's give that a go. If you're doing it at home, you'd have more time to put it aside. Yeah, I think that's better because it's not as shiny and wet looking as it was before. And on the back of that, I'm going to put some dimensionals. Let's just hope. I didn't do this before, so we're testing it out together. Might be able to see the dimensionals behind the vellum. Yes, I think you can. So instead of dimensionals, I'm going to change my little mind, as you can do, and I'm going to use some glue dots, and they might not be as prominently in your face as the other one. So I'm just going to go 1. There's 1. 2. I think 3 will do the trick. Let's see how that goes. Oh. To press hard for the glue dots to take. Okay, so can't see them. I think I'm quite happy with that. And then if you wanted to, you can put some embellishments, some bling of some sort across it, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to keep mine plain. Ta-da! So use up your scraps, girls and boys, and there you go. You can have a great creation. Now, I wanted to also mention about our paper pumpkin that's happening. So I've just got my latest one. Comes like this. Hope you like our card today. Put that aside. I'll show you one more thing before we leave. Actually, no, I think I better finish off that card to make it so you can see. So the middle of the card, I just added some strips. So we might do, no, not long enough. Matching with the front, I think it needs, that's not long enough. Don't think I've got any more designer paper that's long enough. No, so it's going to be a piece of gold, piece of copper, which we used, and a piece of Pretty Peacock to tie in with the card. So I'm just going to put a strip down the bottom. 1. And a tiny strip of copper. On the bottom. And trim that off. And I always use my stamp and seal because a lot of people that I send cards to like to take the insert out and then reuse their card again. So why not? Let's make it go a bit further. So I'm just putting that in the middle with a bit of that stamp and seal, and they can easily pick it off after they've received it. So there we go. We've got our insert as well. Very good. So the paper pumpkin I just wanted to quickly tell you about. Comes like this, and you open it up, and inside is all nicely wrapped. And big surprise, what is it? This month it's called something sparkling. So everything's all sealed. I'm not going to show you. Yes, it's out and about anyway, so you can see that this is the little stamp set that you get. Time to celebrate. You are invited, so it's a bit of an invite set. You've got Misty Moonlight, and you get, it's called Sparkling Celebrations, and all these to make. I haven't made mine yet. I will be putting it together, and I will be changing it because I don't really want a "you are invited" card. So I will change that to something else, which you can do. It's quite flexible. So this is the fun of paper pumpkin. So when you get it, it's like this. You put it all together, and then you think, what am I going to do with this? I want to keep the stamp set, somehow. You get a block if it's your first one, but after that you don't get a block. So I'll show you what I did to keep mine. I did get the April paper pumpkin, and it was called Lakeside Retreat. So you get it all like that. Once you've made the cards and you want to keep your goodies together, this is what I did. You can buy these, they're called stamp and die organisers for $28 for a pack of 10, like this, and they are really the size of this new, bundles that you get. This is what you get your stamp sets in. So you can buy these individually, and you can put inside all your paper pumpkin stuff. This is the instructions, and then in the back I've got my stamp set. So I'll do that the same with this next one. So, handy hint to know. This is how you can store them all. Put them in your shelf and you've got them all, and you know exactly what they are. So that's my hint for today, and I hope you liked the cards that we did with our old, something new. You want to go and see the latest information that's happening, and just go to stampingdayswithjeanette.blogspot, and my website, jeanetteclark.stampinup.net. Go and have a look at all that is Stampin' Up. And if you want to join the Stampin' Up family and get your goodies at a discount, talk to me, because there's a special deal this month. Okay, I hope you have a lovely week. Until next Monday, bye for now.